The other great continent in the Southern Hemisphere has some of the most amazing food on earth. Ingredients from the Amazon, influences from Africa, Portugal and beyond. Welcome to the colourful world of Brazilian food.
Join our food safari to learn why Brazilians go crazy for the national dish feijoada, a marvellous seafood stew full of flavour, churrasco barbecues, wicked snack food, and a rich coconut custard dessert.
Brazilian food is tasty, colorful, warm and sexy. On the top we have African influence, palm oil, coconuts and lots of seafood. Going down Rio, the feijoada like with the black beans. In the south of Brazil we have the European influence, Portuguese, German, Lebanese and Italian. Oh, we love to eat so much. Eat, drink and enjoy life.
Chef Regina Kitsia grew up outside beautiful Sao Paulo in Brazil and moved to Australia 20 years ago. She's worked in hospitality for many years and has just realised a long-held dream, opening her own restaurant Casa Brasil in the heart of Sydney's Portuguese area.
Regina, it seems really weird shopping for Brazilian food in an Asian store.
No, they have all the ingredients that we need.
All the fresh veggies, fruits?
They're all here. Kale, we call it couve. It's used a lot in the Portuguese food and in Brazilian food as well.
But you're buying it as Chinese broccoli in an Asian store?
Yeah, some people say Chinese broccoli, but we don't use the stalks. And just cut it very thin and cook it with oil and garlic. Coriander, it's used widely in Brazil, especially north of Brazil. It's one of the favorite herbs that they use a lot in their seafood. We also use dried prawns for some of our dishes, especially for the xixim. You can either soak it overnight, but the easiest way is to blend it. Lime, how we call limão. We use it in our cooking, and most important, we use it for caipirinha. It's a Brazilian drink. It's lime, sugar, ice, and cachaça. It's a Brazilian rum.
It sounds like something that is held sacred by Brazilians.
Oh, it is. You cannot live without it.
Yeah.
Edna Barzel loves the food of her homeland so much that she gives classes in Brazilian cooking, and for the past 5 years has run a food stall at one of Sydney's produce markets that she calls Sweet Brazil.
So here we have the black beans. We cannot talk about Brazilian cuisine without talk about beans. It's one of the most important ingredients. In Brazil, we eat beans every day, at least twice per day.
Wow, that's a lot of beans.
Yeah, and that's the ingredient to make the feijoada, the black one. But also, depend where you are in Brazil, you eat the other ones, the brownie one. Also, every day, twice a day. Here we have the cassava. Here, it's frozen. It's the white root inside. This can be used as side dish. You can use as potato. Also, you can make dessert, cassava cake, pudding, or maybe a bread.
So this is the number one ingredient from Brazil?
Yeah, because from that we make other ingredients. Here we have polvilho azedo. Polvilho azedo is the tapioca starch. That's come from the cassava. Very
Feels
typical.
like corn flour.
Yeah, exactly the same feeling.
Yeah.
With this, we make the pão de queijo, cheese bread. If you go to Minas Gerais, everyone will serve you coffee with cheese bread.
And that's one of the favourite snacks of Brazil, is it?
Favorite snacks, that's it. Here we have the manioca flour, the toast one. We use this as the main ingredient to make farofa. Farofa acompanha come with the feijoada or any other dish that we put on the top.
So it's a crunchy topping.
Yeah.
What's it most similar to? Like a semolina?
Yeah, semolina, bread, crumb, but because it's made with cassava, it's completely different ingredients, so the taste will change. Okay, we have to talk about this soft drink, Guaraná or Guarana. This is the most famous soft drink in Brazil, made with this berry fruit, Guarana. That berry fruit comes from the Amazon.
People say it's an energy drink.
It is, have caffeine, but natural. From the
I
fruit.
see. So it's the caffeine thing that's the energy.
That's why they say energy. One very important one is the óleo de dendê, which is the dendê oil.
From?
That's come from the palm tree, where you extract that kind of nuts.
Oh, yeah.
From this nut, you extract the oil, and that's the oil, orange, yellow, reddish. The flavor, it's very yummy, very rich.
It's rich on your tongue, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Most of the dishes from Bahia, you're going to have that.
As a spoon on at the end? Or?
Yeah, like you would put 1 spoon of olive oil, you put 1 spoon of dendê oil.
With Brazil's long stretch of coastline, seafood is abundant and used in many ways. The most popular dish is a seafood stew called moqueca.
Moqueca is one of those things that everybody loves it in Brazil. So it's great for like a Sunday lunches and to get everybody together because it's such an easy dish to make.
Because you can do it all before, can you?
Yeah, you can do everything and you just put it really takes about 15 minutes.
Patricia Nunes has worked as a corporate chef. She's now front of house in her restaurant Sugar Room with her chef husband in the kitchen. She believes no time in the kitchen is complete without the famous Brazilian cocktail, the caipirinha.
We in Brazil, we never measure alcohol. You
Don't
just
you?
pour it in and...
Oh my Lord!
That's pretty much it.
What a wonderful society. Okay.
Saúde!
Saúde! That is beautiful. Fresh, tangy, very alcoholic.
Yeah.
Are you sure
All
we're
that.
going to chop up fish from here on? Woo!
Some people use those ceramic dishes. Some people do it in the oven. So it's pretty much whatever you have at home. I'm using olive oil, but you could use vegetable oil if you like. So I'm just going to saute my onions, my ginger.
So you like to dice the ginger?
Yeah, you could grate it if you like as well. It's quite a spicy dish, and these chilies are not too spicy, so I'm just going to put the whole thing in it.
Yeah.
Hope you like spicy food.
Absolutely. Go crazy.
I'm going to add the garlic now.
That's a good bit of garlic, Patricia.
Yeah, we eat a lot of garlic in Brazil. So when the onions are transparent, you're ready to put your tomatoes in. So that smell is already start coming up. We can put our red peppers, which is very traditional as well to have the red peppers on our moqueca. And just let it cook a little bit to get, the juice out of the tomatoes. I'm just going to put a little bit of vegetable stock. A lot of people use fish stock. I'm just making the easy way. We'll just let it bring to the boil and we add our fish. Today we are having snapper.
Patricia adds rock salt and then cooks the fish for a few minutes.
So I'm just going to add the prawns now because they cook a little bit faster than the fish, so you don't want to put them at the same time. In Brazil, we love prawns. We have them a lot at the beach as well, where little boys come selling them in the little sticks that they're just being barbecued.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
The beach culture
You
sounds
can buy
amazing.
anything on the beach.
Really?
Yeah. You're very, very well treated at the beach. You just sit in a chair and everything comes to you. Caipirinhas, empadinhas, camarão, everything. So we add the coriander, which we call coentro. And we are ready. We use a lot of lime in Brazil. Spring onions. And a little bit more coentro. Now the most special ingredient is our dendê oil. And there you go. We're ready
Masterpiece.
for our moqueca de peixe e camarão.
Beautifully fresh.
What do you think?
That is sensational.
And now taste your caipirinha. See how it tastes much
Oh,
better.
really? Oh, wow. That actually heightens the flavour, does it?
Absolutely.
Wow. You're right.
So you have the chili and the refreshment of the lime.
And the lime. I mean, the lime through this.
Complements each other.
It's a really good dish. Without a Brazilian butcher, the community flocks to the Portuguese butcher, who has all the cuts for the churrasco barbecue and feijoada.
This is a very special cut of the beef that's called picanha. It's part of the rump made for our barbecue. It's called the churrasco with lots of rock salt. And that special fat here, it gives special flavor to the barbecue. This is the dried beef. It's dried with lots of salt, and that gives lots of flavor to the feijoada.
What else goes into feijoada that you'd buy in a butcher shop?
We buy the smoked ribs. We use the chorizo, and also smoked bacon that they make. They have nice ones as well. So those are the ingredients that we use here.
You'd never think that a black stew would move a homesick Brazilian to tears. This is the national dish, feijoada, the best mix of pork and beans on the planet. Back home, they eat it twice a week.
If you work, we have lunch, we go for feijoada on Wednesdays. And on Saturdays, we get the friends together. We prepare the feijoada, drinking caipirinha, listen to good music. So here is the dry meat. It's the salted dry beef, carne seca in Portuguese. So that's the carne seca, in my opinion, the best part of the feijoada. So we have to cut this in slice. And after you cut that, what's going to happen? Very salt and dry. So you have to put this in the water and leave it here for a few hours. That's the feijão, the black turtle beans, black beans. They dry. We just have to give a wash. The dry meat, carne seca. The salt is gone. Chorizos. Specs. And now we can put the ribs. Gonna give us some mix. Water.
And why do you like boiling water, Edna?
Just to make faster.
Yeah?
That's it. You could put cold water, no problem. Because we need to cover the whole thing.
But look at the colour of the water. The beans make it really like a
Black.
Black.
And the meat will become black as well. We can add some chili.
Oh, yeah. Got to have a little bit of heat.
Bay leaves. Brazil is mad about salt. If there is no salt, no taste.
Okay, add some salt.
So salt. So here we're gonna keep this pot for many hours. I would say 2 hours here, and we cook and we wait to see what happens.
To add extra flavour to the feijoada, Edna sautés finely diced onion and crushed garlic in olive oil and adds it to the stew.
Now we have to do this quickly.
So that adds a real toasty garlic flavour.
Yeah.
How much longer do you think now?
More 15 minutes. The butter.
In the meantime, she makes farofa, a crunchy topping for the feijoada, frying up finely diced bacon, slices of chorizo, onion, garlic, fresh chili, cassava or manioc flour, and finishes with a sprinkling of salt and fresh parsley.
Yeah, it's ready.
It's ready.
Yeah. You serve with white rice. And Chinese broccoli. Slice of orange.
I'm most interested in this.
Farofa on the top.
Is it like the Brazilian parmesan?
I like that.
Isn't
Exactly.
it?
And you can add some chili.
No wonder you get homesick for this. That is so nice.
Saúde.
So after feijoada, what do? You don't dance, do you?
No, we need a headache.
For a culture that loves to eat and drink, snack foods are extremely popular. They're often deep fried, salty and very, very yummy.
Another day full of fun, food, music, dancing.
Cheese bread is one of the most popular snacks and was first made in farmhouses where people made their own cheese and harvested cassava. The flour from cassava is used to make the choux pastry like bread.
This is actually the most famous and traditional snack food, the pão de queijo. It's baked, not fried, and
So this is why Brazilian women don't get fat.
I guess depends how many you eat, really. So the cheese is mixed in the dough.
They're very nice. So we've got high sugar, high salt, high caffeine, high alcohol,
Yeah,
and everybody's happy.
it can't
and-
be that bad.
Like Australians, Brazilians adore their barbecues, but there's a lot that sets the churrasco style of cooking apart. The meat is a special cut. Generous amounts of rock salt are used, and it's ideally cooked over charcoal. Chef Caio Melo says there's nothing better.
And what cut of meat is this?
That's the picanha, the rump. This
rump.
one here.
Audio?
Yeah.
With a nice lot of fat that melts in?
This fat's the best part of the picanha.
Yeah.
That's the part of the beef. This here that gives the flavor and the moisturize in the beef.
How do you serve that?
When it's cooked, the picanha is sliced here, and then it's gonna be rare, and you put back here in the barbie and keep cooking.
Oh, that's
you
a
know?
science.
Yeah, and that's like you enjoy the barbecue. It's not something you put in the hot plate. Okay, everything's ready, let's eat.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you eat, everybody's full. No, you stay like all day, all afternoon, even in the evening, eating meat and drinking beer and laughing with your friends.
Away from the barbecue, meat is also cooked in a delicious mix of pounded dried shrimp and coconut milk. Regina Kitsia says this is the easiest taste of Brazil that anyone can make.
Yeah, it's easy and tasty. You know, it's different.
Regina begins by marinating chicken thigh fillets in garlic and freshly squeezed lime juice.
Put a little bit of olive oil just to fry the onion. Marinate the chicken. A cup of diced tomato. I can put the palm oil now. It's a bit hard, but that's how it is always because it's saturated. Look at the color.
Gosh, doesn't that come up well?
To add a depth of flavour, Regina blends small dried prawns to a powder and stirs them into the chicken.
You can also put the coconut milk.
She adds some coconut milk and cooks over a low heat for 10 minutes. To finish, chop coriander,
The cashew nuts.
crushed cashew nuts and peeled prawns.
So I just cover it for another 5 to 10 minutes so the prawns cook. We could add a little bit of chili. This one is eaten by the Amazon Indian. They are sweety but not that spicy. Some fresh coriander there.
That colour's become really intense, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Tropical fruit is popular for dessert in Brazil, but the taste buds are also tuned to sweets, luscious, creamy, custardy and Moorish.
We love our sweet. We just have to have that little sugar fix.
Yeah, and it's an intense sugar fix.
Yes.
Dora Silva has cooked in the cafe she owned in Brazil for many years. She now helps her sister in Australia in her restaurant Casa Brazil and still loves making sweets, especially quindim made with just 5 ingredients. Dora starts by separating a dozen eggs. She needs only the yolks for a really rich dessert.
Sugar?
Too much sugar is never enough.
No. Butter, just microwaved a little bit. And then coconut, a little bit of vanilla, a glass of water as well. I'll try not to make a mess.
So the water's the healthy ingredient, is it, Dora?
Yeah. It's diet water.
So you're really only just doing a gentle mix?
Yeah. This is glucose. You can either use this or you can use butter and sugar. So it doesn't get stuck in the mold.
So it looks really glossy as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it shines as well. So just give it another mix because the sugar tends to go to the bottom and the coconut to the top, to the surface. So it doesn't need to be hot water, it can be just cold water, it's fine. You can't let it dry because if you do, when you turn it, it doesn't look good anymore.
Yeah, that sugar burns pretty quickly.
Yeah.
How long do these take to cook?
About 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Do you eat them hot or cold or?
Normally cold.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to wait for them to cool down as well.
Okay.
Oh. This looks very, very gorgeous. Very
Yeah. Ready
dense. Very
So
cute
let's
too.
try.
Oh, look at that. I'm addicted to custard, and that is like super custard. Wow. It's intensely sweet and very yummy.
Very sweet.
On our next safari, the delicious freshness of Korean food. Barbecued meats, great noodle and rice dishes, and lots of surprises.
So we cannot have feijoada without caipirinha.
Okay, I'm with you.
So now we
It's only 10 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm ready for an experience.
That's it.